Hi, my name is Ryan Cargletter, and this is my presentation of Frank Lambert's Pedlar and Divinity review. George Whitefield was a Christian preacher who gained fame during the Great Awakening, particularly in the methods that he used to spread his messages in colonial America. Mark A. Knoll notes that Whitefield was a part of a group of ministers who partook in the Great Awakening, and that these ministers supported an established belief system regarding who God is. Knoll also notes Whitefield's role in the understanding of why the Great Awakening is so important. A key source for understanding Whitefield's methods in spreading his messages during the Great Awakening is from Frank Lambert's Pedlar and Divinity, George Whitefield and the Great Awakening, 1737 through 1745. Lambert notes that White's use of items designated for public consumption shows how deeply involved he was within a culture that took a profit-oriented view. He also argues that Whitefield's accomplishments during this time demonstrates the need to expand the perception of what took place within that culture and the Great Awakening during that time, and the relationship between buying and selling and faith. Lambert notes that Whitefield justified his actions in using the mass media options of that time for spreading the gospel, even when facing opposition for his success. He observes that advances in newspaper promotion and dispersal during this time helped Whitefield reach an expanded number of people. Lambert argues that Benjamin Franklin did more to publicize Whitefield than anyone else during this time. However, he notes Franklin's dislike of circulating Whitefield's sermons due to the help they gave to Whitefield's opponents and going after Whitefield's statements and hurting efforts to spread his influence. Nigel D. Scotland notes the strong partnership between Whitefield and Franklin in Franklin's efforts in promoting and defending Whitefield. Lambert also argues that the printed versions of Whitefield's works was the main option to get his attempts at written communication, which produced unexpected results. Lambert notes Whitefield's efforts to get out his writing in an inexpensive manner, which increased the attention from the public. He argued Whitefield's efforts were comparable to the efforts promoting capitalistic endeavors in England during that time. And Lambert views Whitefield's efforts to use any type of attention to benefit his endeavors, and notes of his utilization regarding the interest in his efforts to raise money for these efforts. He argues Whitefield utilized these promotional methods as opposed to John and Charles Wesley from what he learned from his family, friends, and the culture itself, and he and John Wesley were assisted by those in the business community. Lambert argues that Whitefield's approach was similar to Cotton Mather and Benjamin Coleman, but was different in his promotional efforts. Overall, Lambert seems to present his articles regarding George Whitefield coherently and cohesively. His arguments follow logically from the evidence he has presented, and he provides an insightful and comprehensive investigation into the methods George Whitefield utilized to spread his message during the Great Awakening. Thank you.